Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's contest between your Tabor College Blue Jays and the Southwestern College Mound Builders. I'm Charles Bill alongside my partner Bruce Jost, and we're going to go ahead and get right into the starters for tonight's action. For Southwestern, they start a couple of very talented guards in Andrew Hamm and Justin Criddle. They both average almost 20 points a game. At the small forward, we got Lorenzo Martinez and number 20, Ahmad Pratt. And at forward, their leading rebounder, number 23, Troy Baker. And now we'll do the starting lineups for the Tabor College Blue Jays.
Starters for tonight for the Tabor men coming into a game here as the students have fled. Finals are over. Seats are a little sparse, but we're hoping for some good energy and a good game here. So starting at guard, number 2, Tyler Zinn, the senior from Olathe, Kansas. Also starting at forward, number 4, Luis Baez from St. Croix, the Virgin Islands. Starting at guard, number 22, Elias Worth, hometown kid from Hillsboro, Kansas. Number 23, Tevin Berry is the senior, will start at guard. He's from Newton, Kansas. And finishing out the starting 5 for the Tabor College Blue Jays, number 35, Leon Marsic, sophomore from Serbia, starting at the forward position. Head coach Micah Ratzlaff, 13th season.
And so both teams had their stretches of struggling inside of conference play. The Blue Jays still struggling, winless, 0-7 in conference play. The Mound Builders of Southwestern had a 4-game losing streak. They're 2-4 inside of conference play, 6-4 overall, and an 11th season coached by Matt O'Brien. You had talked before the game a couple of great points. Talk to me about this Mound Builder offense and defense as well with the Blue Jays.
Well, not being a super scout or having seen them play or know much about them, but if you just look on paper and go down to the score of, totals, what they average per game, 92 points per game is what the Mound Builders average. They have 2 guys that are hovering around a 20-point average per game. So they can score some points. They're holding their opponents to 76 points a game. So there's like almost a 20-point spread differential there. Flip it over to the Tabor side of things. How does Tabor rank up? They score about 67 a game and give up about 77 a game. So if on paper, you're like, Southwestern could score and hold their opponents down, we can't score and have trouble holding our opponents down. That could be a bad formula.
And it's interesting that Coach Micah Ratzlaff is inserting the sophomore Elias Worth into the starting lineup. Hasn't played major minutes all season, could be potentially looking for a spark, especially from a hometown kid. It's good to see him, especially with the Blue Jays struggling to shake up the starting lineup a little bit.
For sure, great opportunity here for the Blue Jays to say, you know what, they're not going to come into our place and dictate what happens. We're going to dictate what happens. We need a win. Let's create some desperation. Let's try and hold these two guys, Criddle and Ham, below their average and see if we can maybe outperform what we've been doing. Let's try and get some good things going before we go into the break and try and create some momentum here.
You hit it spot on. And the Blue Jays, you talked about struggles offensively and defensively. On the defensive side of things, they're going to really need to go after Justin Criddle. Not only is he one of the nation's leading scorers at 20 points a game, but he's one of the nation's leading producers in assists. He has 87 overall assists, a 2-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio. And we are almost about ready to for the starters to take the court.
I think the key there, right, make him uncomfortable. That's what you do on defense, is try and make the other team uncomfortable. And it's not sit back and let them do to you. It's even on defense, we can do to them. Let's force them into places that they don't like to go. Let's take the ball out of his hands. If he's an assist guy and a points guy, let's shut him down. Somebody just blanket him and make sure he doesn't get the ball. And I'm a little fired up right now, Charles.
Hey, that's what we need. Hopefully your energy can go to the Blue Jays because they definitely need some tonight. Jumping is Luis Baez for the Blue Jays and Troy Baker for the Mound Builders. We are underway. The Blue Jays in their home gray-blue trim on the side, and the Mound Builders in their road purples white trim on the side. And get right on cue. Good
right there,
play.
Elias Worth in the starting lineup and producing right away, knocking the ball away from Criddle. That's a tough assignment for the sophomore Worth, is to guard the guy who's averaging 20 points, 8 assists.
Blue Jays starting with their motion offense that they have struggled all season to produce open looks, and that's Marcikic from the left wing, no good. Rebounded by Troy Baker, averaging 9 rebounds per game. Southwestern pushing in transition. A foul's going to be called on Elias Worth. Criddle will go to the free throw line where he shoots 84% on the season, and he's made almost 50 free throws. He has 49 coming into the contest.
And there you see why he averages 20 points and 8 assists a game. In control, right? Smooth, takes it to the hole, gets the foul call. That's one foul on Elias Worth. So the guy who is guarding their best player already has one foul. If you pick up a second, chances are pretty good you're going to be sitting out the rest of the first half.
Drains the second, and Criddle is only a sophomore from Lawrence, Kansas, by way of Butler Community College. Already producing very strongly here in the KCAC Conference. Devin Berry, has struggled to start the season. Last season, the Blue Jays' leading returning scorer. Marcikic drives, a great pass from Zen, and he's able to get it to go.
Nice give and go there. Great slide by Marcikic to the bucket. Nice finish, too.
Yeah, it was a good two-man game there from Zen and Marcikic as the Mound Builders score that one. Number 2, Andrew Ham, the other guard, averaging just about 20 points a game, gets that one to go.
Another impressive display of being in control. Jump stop, rise, finish. Beautiful shot there by Ham.
On a turning first half clock at 18:40, Blue Jays trail it 4-2. Another issue this season for the Blue Jays has been spacing. A lot of guys clustered up as Zen tried to force it in there to Baez. Berry from the right wing, no good, rebounded by number 20 of the Mound Builders, Ahmad Pratt.
Yeah, Berry's got some distance capability of scoring there. That time maybe pulled the ball back to try and get the 3 ball when maybe it was leading towards the layup. Would have been nice to just try and get a closer shot on that one for him.
And again, this is the matchup to watch. Criddle versus Elias Worth. 7 on the shot clock. Criddle forces his way into the lane. Good pass to Troy Baker in the left corner, and that one goes.
Wow. Subtle hesitation, drive, and then the dish. Again, smooth there by Criddle.
He drew a crowd in the lane, and Troy Baker was wide open in the left corner and was able to can it. The Mound Builders as a team shooting a little bit of above 37% from distance from the season as Zen forces that one up in the right wing. Blue Jays are 0 for 3 from the three-point line.
Yeah, Criddle closed quickly on that one. Kind of looked like Zen was open, then all of a sudden Criddle was right there. And what looked like a good shot all of a sudden became a not-so-great shot.
Blue Jays still in that man-to-man defense. Criddle controlling the point for the Mound Builders. Ham forces his way in the lane. Criddle off balance, tops the key three. No good. Rebounded by Marcic. It gives way to Zen.
Great clear out. Everybody boxing out for the Blue Jays. We need that every time.
As Zen forces his way into the lane, goes in and out. No good. Rebounded by Baker. Gives way to Criddle. As Ahmad Pratt from the left wing, no good. And as you mentioned, the boxing out right there is key because the Blue Jays are giving up a lot of offensive rebounds on the season, and it's good to see them boxing out in the early going.
Yeah, and Ahmad Pratt, 10 points a game. I was going to say maybe that's the guy we want shooting it, but he's still capable of putting it in as well. So they've got a lot of weapons, this Southwestern team, to score.
Devin Berry forces his way into the lane. He's going to go to the free throw line to shoot two. Foul's going to be on Pratt.
Good opportunity here for Barry to get on the scoreboard, get that stroke, get a positive feeling for how the shot is going to hopefully open up some things for him later in the game.
He sinks the first one, and the Mound Builders do have a distinct size advantage, and Pratt, their tallest player, is just a long, good-looking player. He's a junior from the Bahamas.
If he would have been able to get one, maybe even a half step more towards that baseline.
Tyler's in the right corner, a little bit strong, no good. Rebounded by Troy Baker, got up high for that one. Mound Builders in transition. Noah Webster gets his shot rejected out of bounds emphatically by Elias Worth.
Someone was sizing up the shot there with the camera. I swatted it right into the camera, so that would have to see what kind of shot, what that looks like right here. Look, right into the camera.
Good defense right there from the sophomore. 10-5, Mound Builders leading with 4:22 left in the first half. Troy Baker on a good pass from Justin Criddle. He's going to go to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, Baez out of position on that one, and good pick and roll there by Criddle, and Baker put Baez in a tough spot, and yeah, the foul was pretty inevitable.
And the Mound Builders, as a team, shooting 75% from the charity stripe. Troy Baker, one of their worst free throw shooters, comes in shooting 64% on the season, makes the first one. Blue Jays have a number of substitutions. as Duncan Whitlock, the senior from Topeka, checks in. Montel Stewart checks in, as long as Desmond Barnes and Noah Brown. Wholesale substitutions.
Question will be, who's going to score now for the Blue Jays? Who's going to make some offense happen here? We got to trust each other. We got to run our motion. We got to make it happen. We got to be willing to work and be patient. But eventually, we're going to need somebody to take a shot. And that's what we need from the bench, is to score some points here.
And at the guard position, you got two seniors that have been in the system for all 4 years, Duncan Whitlock and Desmond Barnes. So you'd like to see those two seniors step up. Good ball movement by the Blue Jays. Six on the shot clock. Desmond Barnes guarded by Criddle. He's going to try to force his way into the lane and draws the foul with 3 on the shot clock. Lorenzo Martinez, the redshirt senior from California, is going to be called on the foul. Really solid play there from Desmond Barnes to force the contact when he would not have. It would have been a tough shot with the shot clock running down.
And everybody in purple, including Martinez, is like, why didn't I take one more step? Because I fouled with 3 seconds on the shot clock, and it doesn't look like they were going to get a shot off.
Blue Jays turn the ball over out of bounds.
And then everybody in blue in turn says, wide, throw it away. We had a second shot here, a chance to, and instead we turned it over.
Jeff Salas driving into the lane, and he's going to be called on the travel. So Blue Jays get the ball right back, trailing 12-5.
Noah Brown had a little bit of a hand on the hip there that may have caused him to travel, but it went the Blue Jays' way, so we'll take that.
Devin Russ on the right wing thought about a three-pointer. Blue Jays need to have some offense. Just 5 points in 6.5 minutes of playing time here in the first half. 5 on the shot clock. Desmond Barnes all the way to the lane. Draws some contact. Hits the rim. He's going to go to the line and shoot too.
Okay, that was a little bit of a late whistle. I was getting nervous that maybe there wasn't going to be a call there.
Strong drive by Desmond Barnes. Again, with time dwindling on the shot clock. Foul's going to be called on Justin Criddle, his first of the game.
A manufactured shot there in that case. I mean, he really made something out of not much there, and so pretty impressive that he got to the hoop. There were about 3 people between him and the basket, and he did a fantastic job of kind of leaning in, shielding the ball, and drawing the foul.
He misses the first. A little bit strong on the second, dances around the rim, goes out. 0 for 2 from the line from Barnes. Andrew Ham controls the point for Southwestern. Criddle has gone to the bench. He's replaced by Jaron White, a senior guard for the Southwestern team. Good defense by Desmond Barnes, cutting off Noah Webster, who's trying to get to the basket.
Looked like a drag of the foot there by Ham. No call, though, and he's able to get the bucket.
Good defense by Duncan Whitlock, but goes to Southwestern Mound Builders' way. Blue Jays looking for some points. They need it in the worst way right now. This is a danger zone, down 9. 12:30 on the first half clock. Duncan Whitlock a little bit strong on the 3. Noah Brown gets the offensive rebound, but steps on the sideline. So it's going to be Southwestern ball. When your team is struggling to play, you need those breaks to go your way. You had an offensive rebound, but unfortunately step on the sideline.
Yeah, it seems like a couple of possessions here. Devin Russ has had it in deep for the Blue Jays and hasn't been looking for the shot, but I think he has some opportunities to take a shot. And so I think if I were on the coaching staff, I'd be calling him over to the bench when that gets me time.
And what a play and setup by number 11, Jeff Salas. And he gives it to Lorenzo Martinez for the slam.
Finish your thought when Russ comes to the bench. Hey, look at the bucket when you get it in there that deep. Let's put the pressure on the big guys down low.
Absolutely.
Even though you're a freshman, I think we've got some opportunities for you to score here.
Foul's going to be called on Jeff Salas. Blue Jays now down double digits, 16-5. With 11:46 to go here in the first half. Off the inbounds is going to be a foul called on number 15, Noah Webster, his first. A couple of starters coming back in for the Blue Jays, Tyler Zinn and Tevin Berry.
Yeah, I couldn't see much here with the official on the way, whether that was actually going to make it through on the pass or not, but it seemed to be a bit risky. So in some senses, we got bailed out on that one.
Tevin Berry, pump fake from the left wing now, shoots a three-pointer, and he's nothing but nylon.
Beautiful. Pump fake, one dribble over, reset, shoot, tough play to make.
Yeah, it's not an easy shot. That was a good play by the senior. They've cut it back to 8 points. 16-8 is our score. And Desmond Barnes really getting after it on the defensive end. He has the assignment of Justin Criddle right now. It's Criddle, another great pass to Troy Baker in the paint.
Wow, pretty hands and feet work there by Baker to just go right up with it. He was a little bit under the bucket, but had the touch to put it in.
Tyler Zinn all the way to the hoop, and he finishes over the 6'8" Troy Baker.
Another great hesitation move there, and then come reverse and use the goal as to guard yourself and shield the ball again. Get it up over Baker. Wonderful move.
Jeff Salas all the way to the basket, may have taken an extra step, gets that one to go in. The lead extends to 10. Last couple of his possessions have resulted in 5 points for the Blue Jays. They've got the offense going. They scored the same amount of points in 30 seconds than they did in 9 minutes and 30 seconds to start the game. Oh, good.
Nice. In there. There we go, Mr. Rust. Right on cue.
As you were calling for, Rust finishes in the paint. And I think that's a good point that you bring up. You know, we got that size, and the Blue Jays very stagnant on offense. You're not going to get a better shot than if you have a big guy in the lane. That's good defense right there from the Blue Jays. Rebounded by Noah Brown. Gives way to Desmond Barnes. He's going to go all the way to the basket. Oh, and what a pretty finish.
Nice. Hey, there we go. Way to go, Blue Jays.
And Coach Matt O'Brien of the Mound Builders is going to call a timeout. I think he had an issue with a non-carry call right there, but we're going to take a short break here with 10:05 on the game clock. Blue Jays trailing 20-14.
Think about how good it feels when people really get you. Like the friends who come over when a big game is on, the neighbors next door who always bring your favorite buffalo dip, your in-laws who know you need silence during the clutch plays, and everyone who knows about your special post-win fist bump. It's kind of like having a State Farm agent like Paul Brooks. Paul is here to get to know you and understand your life, so he can help make it easy for you to protect what's important. Get an agent that gets you and your fist bumps. Call State Farm agent Paul Brooks in Wichita at 316-721-8181.
We are back here in Hillsborough as the Mound Builders have possession. So, Bruce, what have you seen out of the Blue Jays? They're down 6. They have been down as many as 11. But what have you seen from them on the offense and defensive side here in the first half?
I think I see a bit of a surprised confidence, like, hey, we can score on this team. And I hope the message was, let's keep doing that, keep attacking. On defense, I think the message would be to the Blue Jays, they're getting into the lane pretty easy. We've got to shut that down somehow. So they've hit a few long threes, but maybe we need to give either give them a step so they can't get by you, or just increase the intensity and don't let them get by you and help each other out. So that's what I'd be for the Blue Jays. For the Mound Builders, it'd be, look, let's get back to the things that we do, and we've got to shut them down. We got to shut the Blue Jays down on offense would be my message to the Mound Builders.
3 on the shot clock. Andrew Hand forcing his way into the lane. A tough contested jump shot, no good. Rebound volleyed around, and what a great hustle play by Dayton McGrody, who has just checked in for the Mound Builders. And that ball was volleyed. Devin Rust had an opportunity to get the rebound. It was tipped out of bounds by McGrody, and he was able to get in, throw it off of Rust. What a great hustle play.
Yep, so there's a little bit of a momentum shift right there, right? Their bench rose to that occasion, like, hey, great play, way to hustle, way to make it happen. And we kind of shrunk down a little bit. To Mr. Rust, go get the ball. Just grab it, okay? So that we can go and get on the break and get going.
A late whistle is going to result in a foul called here on Devin Rust. Criddle's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, I think for the Blue Jays, like I said, it's Christmas break, okay? The gym's a little deflated here. We don't have quite the energy or the juice maybe in here that we would want. So let's make it ourselves. Let's look for this to be an opportunity to maybe start something on this season that we haven't quite had yet. And that's the kind of urgency I'd like to see out of this team, whether it's on the defensive end or the offensive end. Somebody, let's rise up and make this happen.
And as you said, they've struggled all season long, winless in conference play. and your guy, Devin Rust. Hits a three from the right wing. Blue Jays down 5, 22-17 at 9:07 on a turning first half clock. And a great offensive drive there by Justin Criddle.
Such a tough player. He's got strength to go along with that, right? So just drive it hard, and when you get somebody in front of you, you've got the strength to kind of pull back and put it in.
Blue Jays down 7 now. 24-17. Rust, pump fakes, drives to the lane. A lot of contact.
A lot of body.
Oh, and he's just working in there. Missed a bunny, but was able to get his own miss. Leon Marsa kick all the way to the 10.
Yes.
And the big man from Serbia is going to go to the line for an opportunity to complete the three-point play the old-fashioned way.
Kudos to Zinn. He could have shot that. Went for the open man. Kudos to, you're going to have to help me with his name probably all night long, but Marsic, who didn't settle for the three but drove and resulted in a three-point play opportunity, which he missed the free throw, but he got a foul on Southwestern, so there's many benefits there too.
And talking to Coach Micah Ratzlaff, he really wants Marsic to be aggressive on the offensive end, and you saw he took that all the way to the rim with a full confidence. Ball tipped out of bounds for the Blue Jays. Mountain Builders keep the possession. 8:24 left to go in the first half. 24-19 as you see Marsa kick on the replay here. He just aggressively took it to the rim.
Yeah, Leon averaging 8.6 points a game, shooting 51% from the field, 30% from the three-point line. So good to see him drive where he's a better percentage shooter rather than hang around by the arc.
Southwestern running their offense. 7 on the shot clock. Jaron White forces himself in the lane. Oh, great extra pass by Criddle. Results in an air ball. Tyler Zinn rebounds in transition. And Tyler Zinn, the point guard, is actually the Blue Jays' leading rebounder as he hits that.
Crazy quick release. That can go off from anywhere. It's just super impressive to watch.
Blue Jays just down 2, 24-22, 7:48 left to go here in the first half. Criddle, and he has done that so well. Penetrate into the lane, draws a crowd, and has that little floating pass to Troy Baker. And Tyler Zinn on the opposite end goes into the lane, and he gets the foul and one.
And that's going to be on Criddle, too, so that benefits the Blue Jays. That'll be his second. And traditionally, most often, 2 fouls in the first half is going to send you to the bench. So if that happens for Criddle, that sends a 20-point per game scorer to the bench, which they're not subbing him out yet.
Ahmad Pratt is checked back into the ball game, as well as Lorenzo Martinez, bringing in a little bit more size.
So if I'm Tyler Zinn, I'm saying if Criddle's guarding me, all right, we're going to see if we can get your third foul here. I'm going to go right at him.
26-25 is our score. 7:30 left to go here in the first half. The Mountain Builders lead it by 1. And Criddle is the source of this offense. Oh, what a great defensive play. Like a thief in the night. Tyler's in transition. What a beautiful move.
Man, the handles on Zinn, so impressive.
And that all started on the defensive end. I mean, he just picked the pocket of Andrew Ham and just went a beautiful Euro step and transition to finish at the rim. And as you see, that confidence that the Blue Jays lacked at the beginning of the game, scoring just 5 points and 9.5 minutes of play to start the game, they're now leading 27-26. And you see the replay finishing with the left. What a beautiful play.
What's so deceptive is Zinn has about the same expression on his face no matter what. Whether he's going to shoot it, whether he's stealing the ball, whether he's changing some momentum, whether he's driving to the hoop. It's like the exact same expression.
And it's such...
which is not much.
Yeah. And it's a blessing that he is even here at Tabor College. He's a transfer, I believe, from Central Methodist in Missouri. And last year came into this gym and lit up the Blue Jays for a tune of 30 points. And now he's in a Blue Jay uniform. He finished his high school career in Marion County. And it's just really awesome for him to come in and honestly be the leader of this Blue Jay team.
Yeah, earlier in the year, first game of the year, he scored 45 points. If you're doing that at the college level, I mean, you're special. You've got something that not everybody has. And so he's got the potential. You want to make sure that fits within a team setting. You don't want to turn anybody off. You want to make sure you're bringing your teammates around you. But I think there's also an opportunity for the Blue Jays to see, we want you to shoot the ball. We want you to score. So what can we do to put you in a position to do that? And sometimes you just create it on your own, what you did with that steal.
Absolutely. It's almost like if you watch the NBA, Luka Doncic, how the Mavericks have molded that offense around him. You know, as the Blue Jays forced another turnover, and checking into the Blue Jays, got a couple of guys coming in, and Elias Worth, the sophomore guard, and Luis Baez, both in the game.
Criddle still on the floor with 2 fouls for the Mound Builders. He was responsible for that turnover there.
Oh, and Zen was feeling it, pulled up from about 30 feet from the basket. As Criddle manufacturing his way in the lane, gives it to Ahmad Pratt from the left wing. He hits the shot.
What court vision, right? Did anybody see Pratt over there in the corner? Not many, but Criddle did, and he got it to him.
And that's his 5th assist of the first half for Justin Criddle. Blue Jays moving the ball well on offense. Oh, good pass, big to big. Luis Baez will be able to go to the line to shoot too, but he received a beautiful bounce pass from Leon Marsikic, the Serbia native.
Yeah, I don't know how he got that through there, but it was a pretty impressive just drop off. And Baez with a left hand maybe could have been able to get that in the front of the rim, but 1 out of 2 free throws is better than nothing.
Yeah.
See if he can get 2.
And that,
pretty.
Two good-looking free throws. Ties the game at 29, 6:33 left to go on a turning first half clock. Southwestern running their motion offense, but as we have talked about, the source of that offense goes through Justin Criddle. He has the ball here, and they're going to call a moving screen on Southwestern. Good hustle there from Elias Worth to fight to get through that, and that's going to be the 3rd foul on Dayton McGroarty.
Yeah, great effort by Worth there, and that's why you're in the game. Yeah. Guard Criddle, fight through everything. We don't need a lot of points yet from you, but we need good defense from you, and he gave it to the Blue Jays that time.
Worth here gives way to Leon Marsikic, and he's been aggressive all game long, attacking the rim. And Elias Worth gives to Zen, 15 on the shot clock. Zen guarded by Martinez, drives, good pass to Baez. Another foul drawn by Baez, and this time he converts the layup, and he'll go to the line for an extra one.
I was worried for him. I thought he was taking too much time, and instead of just grabbing it, go up, but he was able to make it work. Way to finish.
It's going to be the 2nd foul called on Ahmad Pratt for the Mound Builders is Baez.
He's a 53% free throw shooter. The last 3 have looked just money. I don't think they've touched any rim on those last 3 free throws.
You would never have guessed it if you saw him shoot tonight. He's been absolutely sinking those free throws, and what a strong offensive rebound that was by Ahmad Pratt. Score is 32-31. Blue Jays leading by 1. 5:40 to go in the first half.
A display of the length there. This arm comes from number 20 to grab that offensive rebound and put it right back up. Wasn't much Barry could do on that one.
Buried the short on that one. Elias Worth fighting for the rebound. Tipped Leon Marsikic after it. And eventually it is in the hands of Justin Criddle and the Mound Builders. Great pass to Andrew Ham in the left corner. Short, rebounded by Marsikic.
Great box out. Even all the way out to the 3-point line by everybody on that one.
Tyler Zen, very aggressive in transition. Goes right through Pratt. Misses the lay-in. Rebounded by Lorenzo Martinez. Now Southwestern aggressive. Ahmad Pratt has just hit a 3 a second ago. Misses that one. Elias Worth fighting for the rebound. Tipped out of bounds by Troy Baker. Blue Jay possession.
I mean, not to keep harping on the length, but Pratt 6'8", Baker 6'7", Martinez 6'9", and Baker is like, is he a tall 6'7"? He looks like on those alley-oops, it's like he's way taller than 6'7". He's 7 foot, but.
And as you said, the length, it feels like Troy Baker and Ahmad Pratt are both around 6'8", but they have the wingspan of a guy that's like 7 feet tall.
Yeah, the arms on these guys just kind of seem like they go forever.
And Coach Mike Ransliff before the game said there needs to be a concerted effort to box out at the rim, and they've been doing that. Elias Worth was boxing out Troy Baker, and Elias Worth has given up about 8 inches. Blue Jays running their motion offense. Desmond Barnes checked into the game for Tyler Zen. You have to imagine that Coach Ransliff is going to get Tyler Zen back in the ballgame as quickly as possible.
Yeah, again, who's going to score here now? Barry's capable.
Elias Worth going to pull a 3 from the right corner, a little bit short on that one. And it's going to be a jump ball violation as the ball got stuck in the rim right there.
4 on the shot clock, so it was running down and needed to make a play.
So Elias Worth has obviously made a name in practice for himself as being a really solid defender, as he's had the task of guarding Justin Criddle on the offensive end. I think he's more timid to shoot it with confidence. I mean, being a young guy, not playing a lot, you have to be a little bit nervous in a big-time ball game in conference play.
Yeah, and it looked like that shot. He didn't quite have the balance that he wanted on that. He was kind of fading back instead of fading into it, you know, and he came up short on the shot as a result.
And I think with more playing time this season, he's going to get more comfortable on the offensive end.
Yep.
Barry misses the first. Blue Jays struggling right now from the free throw line. Everyone not named Luis Baez is struggling for the Blue Jays. Yes. Southwestern setting up their offense. Troy Baker, the big man at the top of the key, looking to facilitate the ball. It's key to note that Justin Criddle is not in the ball game for the Mound Builders. Ball tipped out of bounds aggressively by Noah Brown. 11 on the shot clock. Southwestern to inbounds.
Would be a good time for somebody in the Blue Jays to say, 11 seconds, let's kick it up here. Let's get a stop.
7 on the shot clock. Southwestern, Andrew Ham averaging 19 a game. Aggressively drives to the basket, gets the contact from Elias Worth, and he's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
Veteran move there by Ham, the senior. Drive it into the lane and then jump into the defender to get the foul. Elias Worth had not much he could do about that, but pick up the foul.
Andrew Ham, a solid free throw shooter at 83% on the season. And it's been a pretty solid and consistent across the board scoring margin in the first half for Southwestern. 7 points. Andrew Ham now has 8 points. 6 points. Justin Criddle, their leading scorer, but he's just facilitated the ball so beautifully in the first half. As Zen was stuck in the air, was so fortunate to find Rust.
Oh my goodness. The body control there for Zen, just impressive.
Blue Jays turn it over in transition. They're going to find a streaking Quentin Wallace, the 6'6 junior, at the basket. And the Mound Builders now lead it by 2, 35-33 with 3:26 to go in the first half.
Threading the needle by Ham, but Wallace doing the work. The big guy getting down the floor, putting the pressure on the Blue Jays.
Zen a little bit strong on that 16-foot jumper, rebounded by Jaron White. He's pushing aggressively. Picked up by Zen in transition.
Ham's been the one to score and facilitate right now, so Barry's got the task of trying to shut that down.
Troy Baker thought about a 3. Pump fake, gives it to him. Shoots a 3 in the right wing, a little bit short, rebounded by Desmond Barnes.
Fortunate on that one. Good look by Ham.
And Zen with another 16-foot jumper, a little bit short. Rebounded, fought by Noah Brown. There were 5 purple jerseys around him as Tevin Barry fires that one from distance. No good, but he's going to get his own miss. He's going to take it right to the rim. A beautiful reverse layup. And it goes in, and we're tied at 35.
Redeems himself. That 3 was a bit quick within working things out, and he was able to come back and get the reverse there for Barry.
A foul's going to be called, and the Mound Builders are not in the bonus yet. That's a 16th foul. And a full timeout is going to be called here on the court. We're going to take it with them. Blue Jays are tied with the Mound Builders, 35-35. back here in Hillsboro, tied at 35 between the Mound Builders and the Blue Jays.
Yeah, just some stats here. The leading scorer for the Blue Jays, Tyler Zinn, with 12. Turnovers are 6 turnovers for Southwestern compared to 3 for the Blue Jays. So that's working in our favor. Points off of turnovers, Tabor with 5, Southwestern with 2. So we're doing a better job of holding on to the ball. We've got 20 points in the paint. They've got 16 points in the paint. Their leading scorer is Andrew Ham with 9. Of course, Criddle's got the 2 fouls, so that's reducing his productivity, but Ham's stepping in for the Mound Builders.
Noah Webster at the line for the Mound Builders. He goes 1 for 2, but Lorenzo Martinez gets the rebound, but I think he took a couple extra steps, and he did.
Freshman Devin Rust, stick with the box out. Make sure you're not releasing that guy until we've got the ball, okay? Martinez did some good stick-to-itiveness, even stepping back a little bit. Devin lost contact, and that led to that. Hello! Whoa! Yeah! Wow!
And that was a solid play call by Coach Micah Ratzliff out of the timeout right there on offense. And it was a great 3-man game. It was a pass to Devin Russ at the top of the key. In the back cutting, Noah Brown comes in, and he tried to put the entire Mound Builder team on a poster right there.
Good night. He took off way out there, felt like, and was still able to get it to go in.
Sinks to free throw. Blue Jays take a 2-point lead, 38-36, with just over 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Ham in the lane, 12-foot jumper, a little bit short, Noah Brown. And Noah Brown has a lot of length for the Blue Jays. He's one of their better defenders. Is able to soar for that rebound. Blue Jays looking to run some offense here.
Yeah, I think defensively, well, here's Zinn on the drive.
Hits the deck hard, no foul called. Southwestern aggressive in transition, gives it to Ham.
Look how quick they got it back up the floor. They were really putting the pressure on us, but kudos to the Blue Jays. We got back.
Oh, a quick move to the basket by Noah Webster. Finished that one tied at 38. Just over 90 seconds to go in the first half.
Yeah, that's good for Southwestern to get some productions from somebody other than Ham. So good production there off of their bench.
Quick Desmond Barnes all the way to the rim. It looked like that could have been a goaltend, and I think that's exactly what they're going to call on Lorenzo Martinez.
Lightning, man, he is tough to guard and seems like he can get to the bucket whenever he wants to.
And it's not like the defender was in his face at the three-point line, but he was just so quick to the basket to create that separation, and a good call there by the official.
He was like giving him a step, and he still beat him to the bucket by a step.
And it's a luxury for this Mound Builder team to have 2 playmaking guards like Justin Criddle. Now with Ham on the court, he's their playmaker as Martinez gets the offensive rebound, tipped out of bounds, and it's going to maintain possession as the Mound Builder.
I think the Blue Jays could, I mean, we haven't seen anybody else hit a 3 other than Ham. You could give them a step on defense, you know, and make somebody beat you that isn't used to beating you.
Jaron White.
And in the meantime, everybody else focus, know where Ham is and help.
Absolutely.
So the one guy can
shoot. That's a really good move right there by Jeff Salas in the lane, spinning and penetrating and pump faking.
You know, they were worn up. They were doing that in warm-ups. Their pregame warm-ups included some things out here by half court, jump stop, pivot, and that's exactly what Silas did there on that.
10 seconds to go here in the first half. Shot clock off. Blue Jays going to take the last shot. A great pass, but
oh my
good night.
Get up, Noah Brown.
He failed to dunk the first one, but went to the free throw line. On that one, there was no doubt about it. He got up there in the sky and threw it down, and that gives the Blue Jays a 42-40 lead.
And the pass by Zinn, like on the money, scoop it right into the basket, or right into his a catchable ball. He could gather himself, go up with authority, and slam it through. What a play.
And that's how you want to end the first half. The Blue Jays trailed as much as 11 early on in the first half, now lead 42-40 going into halftime. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back with some stats from the first half, and in 15 minutes will be the start of the second half.
Sooner or later, you might need some extra storage space. When that day comes, Fleming's Mini Store All is ready and waiting. Fleming's Mini Store All has 5 locations and has been serving the Hillsborough and Marion area since 1990. They've got a variety of storage size options and can even handle boats and RVs. To learn more, just visit FlemingsMiniStoreAll.com or give them a call at 620-382-5550. Fleming's Mini Store All, the solution for your storage problems.
Welcome back here to Hillsborough at halftime. Blue Jays leading 42-40. Bruce, what did you see in that first half?
Great effort by the Blue Jays. A little bit fortunate to get the star player for Southwestern in foul trouble, so no doubt he'll be coming out, ready to go again. So the Blue Jays cannot rest on, hey, we had a pretty good first half, we're in this game. It's like, don't be satisfied with that. You've got to kick it up another notch, because they're going to go into their halftime feeling like, you know what, we didn't play our best ball, we can do better than this. They're going to come out wanting to do better. We've got to come out wanting to do better, and that means some increased intensity, increased concentration, and not backing down from this. So let's take it to them. You've got a chance here to take it to them. Let's be sure we're doing that.
And the Blue Jays looked very not confident at times early on in the first half, and they found that confidence, especially in the later stretches of the first half.
Yeah, just watching some of the replays here. They got some stuff going to the bucket. They got some of the pick and rolls, give and goes and stuff that are going to the basket. They're bringing a lot of the players up towards, above the free throw line, which opens up those lanes to the basket. Seems like if you can get some more of those types of things. Let's not rely on three-point shooting. Let's not stand back here and make this happen. Let's do pick and roll, put them in positions where they've got to make a choice. Who am I going to defend? And when we did that, we were getting buckets going to the basket and getting fouled. And that's kind of put us where we're at right now, is with a 2-point lead, and Southwestern kind of a little bit back on their heels.
And kind of looking through the stat sheet, what really popped out to you?
You mentioned it, I think, earlier. 3 turnovers is what they had in the first half for the Blue Jays compared to 7 for Southwestern. So we're taking care of the ball. Yeah, let's do that. Fantastic song coming on here, by the way. Baba O'Reilly. Nothing gets you pumped up better than that one, right? So 12 points for Tyler Zinn as your leading scorer. Tevin Berry with 7 again. And another thing for the Blue Jays working in their favor is bench scoring. So they had 5 from Noah Brown, they had 4 from Desmond Barnes, and they had 5 from the freshman Devin Russ. So when Tyler Zinn went out, when Tevin Berry went out, we were asking, who's going to do the offense? Well, they got some bench production, which was fantastic. So giving confidence to those bench guys, we're going to match their power with our power. I mean, that's just fabulous. On the flip side, Southwestern leading scorers, Troy Baker had 9, Andrew Ham had 9, Justin Criddle was 6, Ahmad Pratt had 5, Lorenzo Martinez had 2, and then they had some bench scoring, about 9 points from their bench. So not quite as good production from their bench as we had from our bench. That was a differentiator. They out-rebounded us 20-14, so that's what, when you look at the stats, their averages from the previous year or for the rest of the games, you would have expected that. That played out. We talked a lot about their size and their length. Okay, I can understand where they've got some of the rebounds. Flip side is we did have some great box-out moments. So don't leave it to chance, because they're going to go get the rebounds by everything that you see and what you see in the stats. They're going to keep doing that. If there's a way we can turn those tables, it's getting in good position, doing your work when the shot goes up, boxing people out. Let's keep them off the board, see if we can turn that battle around too.
And going back to the Blue Jays, I think it's important you talk about that bench. And I want to point out Desmond Barnes. He's just been really solid, especially when Tyler Zinn and Tevin Berry both go out, really creating the offense and driving aggressively to the basket. We saw that early in the first half and later in the first half. And he brings a different type of intensity to the defensive end.
Yeah, that's a great point. Super quick, right? And when he got to the bucket, it was late in the shot clock. It was almost like, okay, this is our last ditch effort, try and make something up. So let's do a pick and roll with Barnes and some of our big guys, which we were seeing success when they went to the bucket. See if he can turn the corner and get to the basket. Let's start with that instead of saying, hey, where there's 4, just go. Let's put him in some positions to apply pressure to that Southwestern defense with him getting into the lane and see if we can create some mismatches there too. That could be a good thing.
And as you pointed out, he gets up the court quickly. I mean, he is one of the quicker guys in the KCAC. And going kind of to Southwestern, Troy Baker has 9 points, but he's been on the receiving end a number of times on some great passes by Justin Criddle. He leads the game in assists with 5 in the first half in limited minutes.
Right.
Due to foul trouble.
Shout out to the Southwestern team here. Their warm-up shirts look like Christmas sweaters. I don't know if the camera crew can get a close-up on some of that, but shout out to them for being festive this December. That's pretty impressive that they would go with that theme. But, yeah, you're right. Baker got his points mostly from alley-oops that Criddle created. When Criddle got in foul trouble with the 2 fouls and came out of the game, all of a sudden the points from Baker weren't happening as much. So those two kind of feed off each other. That was another thing that worked in Tabor's favor, was the foul trouble, like we mentioned earlier, to Criddle. Also kind of shut down Baker a little bit too. So that's if we can find some fouls, and maybe that's with telling our guys, Zinn and others, let's see if we can get to the bucket, put the pressure. Maybe we pick up a third on Criddle. Might change the face of this, might change the game a little bit even more if we can kind of saddle him with some fouls.
And the Blue Jays really, I mean, after scoring just 5 points in the opening basically 10 minutes of the first half, aggressively drove it, as you just said, to the basket. And you have to assume that Micah Ratsup is going to keep telling his guys to keep doing that. And on the other end, Coach O'Brien is going to tell his guys, you got to cut them off. You can't let them in the lane, because the Blue Jays are just shooting 25% from distance in the first half, but 50% from the floor, and that's due to getting to the rim.
Right, and if I were Coach Ratsup, I might consider going to a zone defense to start out the second half. Criddle's eager. He wants to get back into the game. He wants to get his offense going again. Okay, let's make him stand around a little bit and just pass it through this zone defense. See if we can slow him down, make him think a little bit, instead of we're coming out man-to-man. Oh, I know how to handle this. I know what I'm going to do to this. I know what I'm going to do to drive and try and create those things. Do the zone, kind of create some standing moments for the offense, and that might just take them off guard enough to knock them off the game a little bit here.
And we'll see what adjustments both coaches come out from halftime. Southwestern will have the ball to start the second half. Blue Jays leading 42-40. Same starters for both teams are back to start the second half. Criddle bounce. Oh, what a bounce pass to Andrew Ham.
Where's that zone defense? We wouldn't see that.
And Ham was not necessarily open on that bounce pass. It was just really well located. Elias Worth now with the Blue Jays.
It was so subtle the chemistry between those two was so evident there. Not a big deal for Criddle to make that pass. Not a big deal for Ham to catch the pass.
Aggressive drive by Zinn, tripped up, falls to the ground, no call. In transition is Criddle, gives to Ahmad Pratt in the left corner. And just like that, the Mound Builders take a 3-point lead as they score on their opening 2 possessions of the second half. And on those 2 possessions, 2 more assists to Justin Criddle.
Right, so Southwestern comes out of half. We know we didn't play our best. We can do better. They've cranked up the intensity. We have not come out with that same intensity to even match the intensity. So now we're in a bit of a hole now. Now we've got to make up some points, but also make up some mental and emotional energy here too.
Leon Marzikic continues to be aggressive this game with a solid drive, unable to get the floater to go. Criddle again in transition, gives to Martinez, took an extra step on that.
Criddle pounded his chest saying, my bad. I don't know why I gave it up to the big guy right there, except he was airborne already and needed a release valve, and Martinez just wasn't ready expecting that.
It was an awkward position for the big man. Blue Jays have possession down 3 at the 18:44 mark in the second half. Tyler Zinn, a beautiful drive with the left hand, no good, rebounded by Lorenzo Martinez.
Again, fantastic body control, shifting, finding a little crease, and dribbling right to the bucket. Unable to get the finish, though, but great move by Zinn.
Last 2 possessions, Blue Jays have drived aggressively. First by Marzikic, that one by Zinn. Got 2 good-looking shots, just unable to hit them. As Pratt drives aggressively to the basket, rebound volleyed around, tapped out of bounds by Southwestern. Blue Jays ball.
Great job by Tyler Zinn. We know Pratt's been prone to spot-up threes, shooting the threes. That seems to be his comfort zone. Zinn was right there as soon as he caught the ball, and Pratt drove, which I don't think is his comfort zone. And he put a bit of an awkward shot thanks to the defense there by Tyler Zinn.
Tyler Zinn from 34 feet away airballs that one out of bounds. Southwestern ball.
An obvious statement. I bet he wants that one back, right? Should have kept working it. Got a little too eager here to see some space and put up the long 3.
Southwestern setting up their offense. Criddle, another one of those lob passes to the rim. No good by Martinez, gets his own miss. And Criddle, his turn, he takes it all the way from Halstead, Kansas.
That shot went through like 4 seasons of it's going to be good, it's going to be short, it's going to be good, it's going to be short, and then the total splash, right? No rim on that thing. Wow.
And the Mound Builders open the second half on an 8-0 run. 17:38 to go here in the second half. Blue Jays trailing 48-42. We are going to take a short break. Be right back.
estate plan that values what you value. The Biblical Estate Design Service from MB Foundation is a will planning service that brings your faith into the process of preparing a God-honoring estate plan. Many donors of Tabor College have used this service to create their plan and have chosen to leave a gift to the college, a gift that will have a lasting impact on future generations of Tabor students. Learn more at mbfoundation.com/Tabor and get started on your plan today.
MB Foundation, giving meaning to money.
Back here in Hillsboro, Blue Jays aggressively driving to the rim. Tevin Berry unable to get that to go. And again, Southwestern aggressively in transition as Criddle gives to Pratt in the right corner. Short rebounded by Marsikic.
Yeah, the blitz is on by Southwestern. You can almost feel that one already going in. Out of a timeout by the Blue Jays. There would have been not much we could have done after that, but we need a bucket here.
And Zinn's pass intercepted by Troy Baker. Criddle, another great pass in transition, and a missed dunk, but a foul call. And Ahmad Pratt will be going to the free throw line to shoot two. That's a great splitting the defense with that bounce pass. It was a good contest by Marsikic, not just to give up an easy dunk.
Yeah, he made a great effort there of not hurting the player, but also going after the ball and making a difference. We'll see if the free throws go in or out.
And Pratt got up there just so graciously. It was just flawless.
So Leon gave up a foul, but he did save us a point at least with that effort.
3 substitutions coming in for the Blue Jays. Noah Brown, who had a really solid first half, as well as both Devin Rust and Desmond Barnes.
So Leon's effort saved 2 points right there. That dunk looked like it was pretty much going to happen, and Leon made a hustle play. It'd be great if we could capitalize on just the hustle play alone. Okay, somebody else make a hustle play for us. That helps increase the intensity for everybody. We can try and feed off of some of those plays when it feels like the offense is kind of stalling out a little bit.
Blue Jays scoreless so far here in the second half. 16:33 on a turning second half clock. Noah Brown and Desmond Barnes, a little bit of two-man game. They're going to call a travel.
Yeah, you're not going to get away with that. You're not going to get that call 9 times out of 10 when you go up in the air.
Desmond Barnes saying that he had a foot on the ground, didn't fully jump in the air, but nonetheless, another turnover, second of the second half for the Blue Jays.
Oh, man.
And a great setup by Criddle. Pratt missed the bunny, got his rebound back, and went up for an uncontested layup. And now the lead is stretched out to 8, 50-42.
Criddle's court vision is so impressive, man. It looks like there's nothing there, and he's throwing it up, and the guy is right on time.
Elias Worth goes to the basket. Shot no good. Rebounded by Baker. And Criddle aggressively in transition. And I think they're going to call a travel on Jeff Salas, and they are.
Yeah, I hate to go back to this point about intensity, but Southwestern is flying around on everything. Defense, offense, they are amped. We're kind of still looking to feel ourselves around here for the second half.
And the adjustment, it seems like right now that Southwestern is making the Blue Jays execute in the half court. Blue Jays had a lot of success in the first half getting in transition, and they're really hustling back on defense and making the Blue Jays run some offense.
Right.
And there was a shot clock malfunction. Now 25 on the shot clock. That's why the officials stopped play, and that's going to be the third foul on Justin Criddle. That's a big pickup.
I don't know what that was about. That's a bit of a silly foul, right? You've got the team on their heels, and you reach for a ball, pick up your third foul. So if we could somehow get him to make his fourth foul, put the pressure on him, put him in positions where he's got to defend, man, to get 4 fouls for him for the rest of the game would be a bonus. Might create the advantage we need, because right now he's the catalyst. There could have been right there. Baker out. He got away with one right there, Criddle did. That could have been his fourth.
A lot of contact there, and you have to think that the officials didn't want to give him his fourth foul call. 15 left here in the second half. 50-42. The Southwestern Mound Builders have opened up a 10-0 run to start the second half. The Blue Jays need some offense.
Criddle take the charge. Go, 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 go.
Here it is in transition. Desmond Barnes. He's going to aggressively tack all the way. No good. Noah Brown rebounds, misses the bunny. Tevin Berry is able to clean up the rebound.
Oh, boy.
Ooh. Fortunate the Blue Jays didn't turn that one over. Keep possession. Desmond Barnes, 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Barnes had a wide open lane there to left. Put the pressure on Criddle. It's also get to the bucket.
Tevin Berry has to force one up, doesn't draw iron. Rebounded by Southwestern. Criddle in transition gives it to Andrew Ham. He's been quiet here in the second half. He's going to drive in on Brown, pick up his dribble. Good defense here by Noah Brown. And they're going to call 3 seconds. That's the third turnover for Southwestern in the second half, 10th in the game.
Message to the Blue Jays. Look for your shot. Baker, you had a lane right there that you could have drove on the left side. It was completely cleared out for you. With your speed, you could have taken that. And Criddle was not in the best position. He could have bumped you. That would have been a fourth foul. That's a win for us as well. So, Blue Jays, let's look for our shot. Let's look for a good shot and look for your shot.
Criddle comes out of the game. Coming into the game for the Blue Jays is Tyler Zinn and also Duncan Whitlock.
The height of Baker discouraged Whitlock from taking that one up.
Whitlock pulls from the right wing, and he sinks it.
Nice.
The senior from Topeka with a huge three-pointer for the Blue Jays. They stop the bleeding momentarily. They trail it now by 5, 50-45. And answering on the other end is Noah Webster. That's a huge three-pointer for Southwestern to answer the Blue Jays. Now Zinn in transition gets hacked on the rim, and he's mad at himself. He had an open layup, but a good foul there by Webster.
Yeah. Stop some momentum there. Pretty harmless foul for Southwestern. Webster, a bench player, kind of stuffed some momentum that the Blue Jays were trying to gain. So good to get him reset for the Mound Builders.
Zinn inbounding for the Blue Jays, looking to find someone, finds Whitlock in the front court. Montel Stewart has checked in for the Blue Jays. Noah Brown from the right wing, a little bit strong, rebounded by Jeff Salas, and good play by Duncan Whitlock to tip it right to Tyler Zinn. It's a 2-on-2, and Zinn's going to pull up from the top of the arc.
Oh, man. Somebody's been watching Steph Curry play last year, I think, right there. It's vintage Curry, pull-up three, right, on the fast break.
Three-pointer no good by Noah Webster, but an offensive rebound by Jeff Salas, and it's going to be kicked out and missed by Southwestern, rebounded by Rust, and Tyler Zinn aggressively in transition. Gives it to Noah Brown. He's in the post. He's on Salas guarding him. He decides to kick it back out. I think that was a wise move to get the ball back in the hands of Zinn.
Nice job by Webster, the Mound Builders, to slow down Zim, right? He was right there in case he shot that three again.
7 on the shot clock. Rust gives it to Zinn. Zinn's going to pull from the top of the key, short, no good. And Rust gets on the ground, and there's going to be a jump ball called. Possession error goes to the Blue Jays.
Zinn might have had an opportunity to not flop, but sell the foul, right? Webster was charging really quick. Zinn shot. If he could have kicked the leg out a little bit, maybe even just fall down after he shot it, might have drawn a call there, phantom or not.
Criddle has checked back into the ball game for the Mound Builders, and he has the assignment on guarding Zinn. Montel Stewart aggressively driving on Pratt. Marsa kick to the basket, off balance jumper, no good, rebounded by Martinez.
Yeah, it looked like that had some potential until he started kind of backing away from the player, backing away from the bucket. The fadeaway, I think, cost him some points there.
Criddle, an 8-foot jumper, no good, rebounded by Martinez. He's had a solid game on the glass so far. Gets an extra possession here for the Mound Builders, who lead it 53-48. 7 on the shot clock. Criddle into the lane, gives it over there to Jaron White. He's a little bit strong on the three-pointer. Flying again is Martinez, and he just rips it away from Montel Stewart. And a turnover. Tyler Zinn. He's going to take on the entire Mound Western team, and he's going to go into the lane and make it a layup.
Strong play by Tyler Zinn. Great finish. Wow. Big time finish.
It was 1-on-3, and nothing was going to stop him as he drove to the lane, and a 30-second timeout is called by Coach Micah Ratcliffe. We'll keep it right here. Blue Jays trailed by as many as 10 in the second half. Now they trail by 5, 53-48. What have you seen from the Blue Jays?
Boy, at a loss there. I mean, Zinn taking it in, definitely the right move. I'd like to see Zinn take on Criddle. I don't think Zinn got any fouls, and I kind of see Criddle wanting to, I don't know if prove himself is the right word, but he's kind of puffing up a little bit, and he's got 3 fouls. So if Zinn, I think, challenges that a little bit, or any of our Blue Jay players, I could see Criddle kind of losing his head a little bit, maybe picking up that 4th foul, which would benefit us.
Score actually is 53-50. Blue Jays only trailing by 3. And here is Criddle driving it, bouncing it to Ahmad Pratt. Good defensive hands right there by Zinn. He's going to get the steal. Blue Jays with a 4-on-1. Zinn gives it to Russ, and he's going to be hacked. And ball going to be out of bounds. Blue Jays maintain possession.
What a pass. Wow, on the money.
Troy,
some ways you want him to go ahead and finish that, go ahead and take it up, but man, the pass was just beautiful and right in the lap of Russ to finish it.
You talk about the length in the front court and the rebounding potential for the Mound Builders. They have Ahmad Pratt, Troy Baker, and Lorenzo Martinez all on the court right now. Blue Jays only trailing by 3, 53-50. Duncan Whitlock with 15 on the shot clock. And Montel Stewart got away with the travel right there. Marsa kick from the right wing. A little bit strong, no good. Fighting for the rebound is going to be Devin Rust, and he draws a foul on Ahmad Pratt, his 3rd.
I was watching him on that play all the way. He was getting physical with Ahmad Pratt. Stood his ground, held his ground, and it worked out in his favor there as Pratt was holding him while he was going for the offensive rebound.
Send a great pass to Marsa. Kick rims out. Rebounds by Pratt. Oh, that was a great two-man game. But the Blue Jays, unfortunately, couldn't able to finish at the rim. Criddle gives it to Pratt, top of the key, and he sinks it.
Tough. Whitlock was really back on his heels, giving Criddle a lot of room, which was the right move, I think. But he's so good at finding whoever's open, and Pratt nailed it.
Zinn in the lane, and they're going to call a walk on Zinn. He disputes the call, but another turnover for the Blue Jays there, 3rd of the second half. Coach Micah Ratcliffe doesn't like that call.
First half, we had the pick and roll going. We had points going to the bucket. We had players going to the bucket, and we were feeding them. That happened here this last possession before with Leon. He wasn't able to finish it. But I'd like to see a few more of those, right? Let's put them in a position where they've got to make a choice and defend that.
Criddle on Whitlock, driving it all the way to the basket. What a move.
Wow. Very little help defense there. We had nobody in the lane to help out on that one. Somebody steps in and takes a charge. That's 4 on Criddle. That could be helpful.
As Criddle gets this one, as Zinn is able to box him out essentially in the backcourt as Criddle went flying for it. Zinn aggressively with a pass.
Oh, man. Wow. Beautiful.
Stops the bleeding right there.
Out of way, Whitlock. Look at this pressure. Stay right there. Stay right there. He's saying, come on.
Jaron White controlling the rock, gives it back to Criddle. Criddle working on Whitlock, drives in the lane, finds Martinez, who finds Baker, and he's driving it aggressively to the hoop. A little bit strong on that one, but gets his own miss. Man, look at the length on Baker.
There's Baker benefiting from Criddle again. Criddle drives, finds Baker. That creates a lane for Baker to drive.
Blue Jays trailing it 60-52 as you see another aggressive drive right there by Zinn. But we're going to take a short break here. We'll be back in 30 seconds. We are back here in Hillsboro. Blue Jays have possession, down 8, 60-52. Mound Builders have come out very aggressive after trailing by the Blue Jays by 2. And talking about aggressive, Tyler Zinn taking that one all the way to the basket.
We've been able to get to the bucket several times, and you know, spacing is key to that, and working the ball is key to that.
Troy Baker from the right corner, short on that one, rebounded by Tevin Berry, and they're going to call a loose ball foul on the Mound Builders, Lorenzo Martinez.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. Fortunate call that goes the Blue Jays' way, and down by 6, an opportunity here. Let's run a set. Let's get again, the pick and roll thing, or see if we can get Zinn in a situation where he can put some points on the board.
And Zinn really working his game at a high level of efficiency. He has 19. He takes that jumper. Oh, my goodness. Cuts the lead to 460-56.
And what the pick and roll also does is put Criddle in a position where he's got to defend and get around a few picks and work his way through it.
And Baker off the pass from, beg your pardon, Martinez off the pass from Baker will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Troy Baker, a 64% free throw shooter on, no, beg your pardon. It's going to be Lorenzo Martinez, who is just a 14% free throw shooter on the season.
Could be a good opportunity here to bring Elias Worth in. Now here it comes to get that defensive pressure on Criddle. Whitlock had his hands full with Criddle, did a number of shake and bakes there that really he got far into the lane. Hadn't seen quite as much of that when Worth is guarding Criddle, so we'll see if Worth is up to the task there of shutting that down.
2 misses at the free throw line for the Mound Builders. Blue Jays still trailing by 4. Tyler Zinn. He's going to pull from the top of the key. No good. Rebounded. Skied in there was Ahmad Pratt. Here is Criddle, guarded by Elias Worth. Trying to deny him, but gets the ball back. Good ball moving by the Mound Builders. Have 16 on the shot clock. Criddle in the lane. Oh, a rare errant pass. Just his first turnover of the game to go with his 9 assists.
Aside from Martinez not going to the bucket on that, you can really see the team chemistry in that possession between this team. They knew where each other was going to be and how to create space for Criddle and how to let Criddle create space for them. And they had a layup. If Martinez would have taken 2 more steps to the bucket, he would have had a layup.
That could have been very well another assist for Criddle as Tevin Berry pulls up 17 feet away. No good. Rebounded again by Pratt. But a good pass turns into a turnover, and as a guard, you have to hate that.
Yeah.
Elias Worth aggressively guarding Criddle. Criddle able to get in the lane and find Pratt in the right corner. He's able to sky that one in there.
And we'll look at the pressure that puts on Tevin Berry. He was already working his way towards Pratt.
Whoa! Talk about answering in a very short time frame. Tyler Zinn pulls and hits a 3-pointer. Blue Jays again down 4. Criddle driving to Alexander. Guarded by Baez. Good defense. They're going to call a jump ball. It's going to stay with the Mound Builders, but a good defensive possession by Baez.
Tyler Zinn, 24 points on the evening so far.
Man.
7 minutes to go.
Oh, and Noah Brown shows off his length as he deflects that. Tevin Berry wisely brings the ball up slowly, gives it to Zinn now. Blue Jays running a 3-man offense out top, and they're going to call Baez. Yeah, he got a little bit of a shoulder on that screen moving towards the basket.
Yeah, and was moving.
Good call by the official. Haven't seen too much of Andrew Ham in the second half, and he's back on the court. Both him and Criddle, both lethal guards.
So what was working for most of the second half was the Criddle-Pratt combination, and then now up top to Baker.
He misses that one. Noah Brown, and a foul's going to be called. He wants the jump ball, but he went around the back of Brown, who fought for that rebound hard.
That's a hard sell. He was trying to say, have enough jump ball, but that's not one call you're going to get with the wraparound that he had going on there.
He was giving him a bear hug, but the Blue Jays have an opportunity to inch ever so closer, down just 4, 63-59. And Zinn with the left hand, no good. Baez in position to fight for the rebound, gets it underneath, And he's going to go to work on Baker. They're going to call an offensive foul.
Right idea. Right idea. See if you can see over there saying he really sent that elbow. Yeah, that's visible there.
Southwestern working their offense now. Andrew Hamm has been quiet. Good defensive play by Tevin Berry, but he's going to be called for on the reach around. His second, team's fifth. Both teams have 5 fouls here in the second half at the 6:28 mark.
You had him stopped, it looked like. You didn't need the reach, right? And you bailed him out.
Berry. Hamm all the way to the basket. Good. And so Baez came over for the block, where they're going to call Tevin Berry right here with a little bit of a push. A little nickel dimer will send a great free throw shooter to the line in Hamm. Sinks the first one.
Yeah, Hamm got real deep, obviously, in the lane there. Tough matchup for Berry. It was good to see the Baez help, but just hold the hands back a little bit. Could have avoided the foul and let Baez get that shot block.
Blue Jays setting up their offense now. Elias Worth goes all the way to the basket, finds Noah Brown, who's going to go all the way to the basket, draw contact, and makes the layup.
He almost twisted to a point where he wasn't going to finish that, I thought, but he was able to get it in.
And you see the Blue Jays not settling for jump shots. They are aggressively driving the rim. Criddle, guarded closely by Worth, has to give away to Hamm. Hamm again to the basket, and he's going to walk, and turnover forced by the Blue Jays. Again, have an opportunity to cut into this 4-point lead.
Good collapse by the Blue Jays. That helped again. Again, Hamm getting into the lane. We've got to figure out how to contain him, because we don't need him to get started. He's been a little bit quiet this second half, mostly because Criddle's been in there.
Tyler Zen pulls that one, misses it. Rebounded by Jaron White of the Mound Builders. Gives hand to Criddle. Criddle aggressively goes in. Troy Baker now setting up a 2-man game with Jeff Salins. He's going to fadeaway jumper in the lane, gets it to go. Good move there by the junior from California. And a timeout is going to be called, a full timeout for the Mound Builders, who lead it 67-61 over the Blue Jays. We're going to take a short break here. We will be back momentarily.
Think about how good it feels when people really get you. Like the friends who come over when a big game is on, the neighbors next door who always bring your favorite buffalo dip, your in-laws who know you need silence during the clutch plays, and everyone who knows about your special post-win fist bump. It's kind of like having a State Farm agent like Paul Brooks. Paul is here to get to know you and understand your life, so he can help make it easy for you to protect what's important. Get an agent that gets you and your fist bumps. Call State Farm agent Paul Brooks in Wichita at 316-721-8181.
We are back here in Hillsboro. Blue Jays have possession, trailing by 6.
You know, I think the thing that's worked for Southwestern is Criddle. They've been able to get in the lane. I was going to say Criddle's been able to. Hamm's been able to now, too. Hamm's a 46% three-point shooter. We can't back off of him. Criddle's a 29% three-point shooter. We can back off of him, because what he wants to do is get in and create.
Yes.
Give him a few steps. Back off a little bit. Make him beat you from the three. He hit one way deep out here earlier. But we haven't seen him want to shoot the outside shot very much. So if we step back a little bit on him, make sure he doesn't get around you, maybe we've got an opportunity to slow him down a bit.
Both teams now in the bonus on the next foul call. Both teams at 6 fouls.
Nice pick by Baez. Yes.
7 Bear.
Physical, right? Body on body. Don't slip the pick. Make sure you pick the guy that you're walking up there towards.
Blue Jays cut it to 4, and in the last few minutes they haven't been able to get it under 4, so Blue Jays need a strong defensive possession here. Criddle gets a screen from Baker, top of the key, drives on Elias Worth. Good defense.
Wow, yes.
Oh, no. 2 Blue Jays right there. Baez taps the ball away from Noah Brown. Good defensive possession is now extended to another one.
Yeah, applaud number 22, Elias Worth, the defense there on Criddle. Well done.
Ham now, pump fakes his way into the lane, and he's going to wall. I believe, yes, it's going to be another turnover. The 13th of the game for the Mound Builders. Blue Jays have 7 in the game.
Ham getting into the lane again, so now they're on this kind of steady diet of Ham, no pun intended there, of getting in the lane. We've got to figure out a way to shut that down now.
We're getting to the home stretch now, just over 4 minutes to go in the second half. Blue Jays trailing by 4, 67-63. Kevin
Barry. A lot
Berry.
of dribbling. We got to move that ball. A lot of dribbling. Move that ball. Make them work on defense by passing. Calling a play here for Criddle.
Criddle still guarded by Elias Worth. Oh, all the way to the basket finds Baker. Baker, a lot of contact. Will go to the line to shoot 2.
Lightning. I could have given him probably about 3 steps there. He still would have got around the defender. I mean, just a tremendous, the shake and bake to start and then the blow by. Incredible.
And it's amazing that he has the presence of mind once he gets into the lane, not just to look for his own shot, but to look for others around. And he's done that so effectively here in the ball game tonight.
Right. You mentioned Luka Doncic in the NBA, right? There's a lot of press around how he's able to find people in the corner for 3. I mean, just effortlessly finds these people, and you kind of get that same sense with Criddle here. Effortlessly finding people, whether it's a lob, whether it's the three-point shooter in the corner.
Troy Baker misses the second free throw, but another ball tipped away from a Blue Jay rebounder and into the hands of the Mound Builders.
Dangerous territory right here for the Blue Jays.
Criddle aggressively goes in. Noah Brown gets hacked on the head as he got that rebound. Gives way to Tyler Zinn, finds Baez in transition. A lot of contact again on that one, no good. Criddle loses the ball. Zinn now one-on-one with Baker. Gets that one sent back. Rebound tipped around.
Yeah, back him out. There you go. There you go. There you go. Good defense by Southwestern.
5-point game, just over 3 minutes to go here in the second half. Blue Jays need a bucket. Elias Worth now with the left hand.
Yes! EW.
Talk about a huge basket. His first points of the games, and the Blue Jays really needed that.
And greater than this bucket, which was a great play against the taller Baker, was two defensive stops on Criddle by Elias Worth. So some confidence building there in the sophomore from Hillsboro.
A huge free throw here and banked it in there. It's a 2-point game. You can feel the Blue Jays needing a stop here. There may not be a student section here now tonight, but the Hillsboro crowd is really getting into the game now.
Yeah, good energy here by a slim crowd.
Oh, a good defensive play by Kevin Berry. Tyler Zinn. Blue Jays have that opportunity. And it's a 2-on-1. It looked like a good play there by Jaron White. Blue Jays had an opportunity to tie or take the lead on that last possession, but an unforced turnover leads to points for Southwestern.
Yeah, nice pass there by White, drawing the defense and then dropping it off at the last minute. Oh, back door, Elias Worth. Oh! All right, another stop, 22, another stop.
Criddle gives the ball away, gives it to Jess Salas, driving on Noah Brown. A lot of contact. Tyler Zinn with the ball. He's going to go 1-on-4. Gets the ball tipped away. Good defensive play by Justin Criddle. He's going to go 1-on-3. Takes the ball back.
Nice.
And they give it to Andrew Ham. A great three-point shooter is able to clear that one from the left corner. 7-point lead. We've got a timeout called on the floor.
Now look at the difference between the two huddles, right? There's energy brewing over here. There's kind of some, woe was me over on this side of things.
And what you talk about a momentum swing. Blue Jays had an opportunity to cut the lead of 2 on a backdoor cut, unable to get it, and now it's a 7-point lead, 73-66 with 1:33 left to go in the second half.
Southwestern, I think, was picked to be top of the conference.
Yep.
Do I have that right?
Yep.
And they've had, you mentioned earlier at the start of the game, some struggles lately that kind of have them towards the bottom. And you can see why. I mean, they're an incredibly talented team. They're a deep team. They've got 2 tremendous players and then some great pieces to go along with it. I don't know what I'm leading to, but I'm impressed with the Southwestern team, but also want to recognize, like, our record is not great. But we've got to be able to build on some things like these are some positives that have been happening. And 133, I mean, I don't know, by no means we need to throw in the towel. So walking into that huddle is like, okay, let's regroup and let's go out and get this thing is the attitude I'd like to see coming out of the huddle by the Blue Jays.
And I think the point you just made, the Blue Jays were down to 11 in the first half and very easily could fold it and like we're winless in conference, and got the top team in the preseason coming in tonight, and Blue Jays could have folded there, but they fought back, led at halftime, and they played very competitively here in the second half.
And that's what Southwestern, part of being a really good team, is that you know your identity, you know your strengths, you know the things that you want to do. I think they've got that over Tabor. And right there's an example of where the chemistry maybe isn't working quite as the way it should be.
And Justin Criddle is going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2 to add to the Southwestern lead. Another turnover from the Blue Jays could lead to more points. A hard foul there from Zinn on Criddle.
Yeah, that could have been bad for a lot of reasons, right? Criddle could have been injured. There was some... thankfully, he was able, or his teammates were able to calm him down because he got up kind of on a mission there to respond to that hard foul.
Southwestern up 7. Blue Jays had cut the lead to 2, and they had the ball. And the momentum swing of the unforced turnover leading to points for Southwestern. Huge in this game. Criddle misses the first free throw. $1:18 left to go in the game. One for 2 from the line from Criddle. Blue Jays lead it by 8, a 3-possession game. They need points quickly.
Way to turn the corner. Just short on the layup.
And it could have been an and-one call, but they're going to call it on the floor. Baez will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1 on the season. Baez is just a 53% free throw shooter.
Rebound! Marcel! Hey, rebound! Rebound! Rebound, Jeff! Rebound! 2 hands!
He's really proven himself at the free throw line this game, hasn't he? They've been well executed. The shot looks great. No rim on him.
4 for 4, yeah.
He's doing great. Nice job.
I was going for the reverse announcer jinx when I said he was shooting 53% from the season, but again, you would never know it.
Yeah.
Seeing him shoot tonight.
Right, those look just fantastic. Yeah, the Blue Jays have got a uphill battle here. They've made a lot of runs. They've gotten real close. I think we got we were within 2 earlier or in the second half. And Southwestern has had an answer every time, either extending the lead, pushing it out further. When Tabor's come at them, they've responded in a really good way for them.
And the Blue Jays have an elite guard in Tyler Zinn, and he's really carried the offense all game long. And Southwestern really has a solid team from the front court to the back court. 2 elite guards averaging almost 20 points a game. So you see what the discrepancies between both teams. But the Blue Jays have really fought hard tonight. And as you point out, Baez he's a big guy. And he's played solid and aggressive all all game long. Blue Jays have a couple of offense for defense with substitutions coming in, Duncan Winlock and Desmond Barnes.
Yeah, and Southwestern has two really, really talented players that can get to the lane, can create for others, can put it in the hole. They've got some tremendous strengths there.
And right here, it's who do you want to put at the free throw line? Blue Jays have pressure in the backcourt. Jaron White with the rock. Going to give it to Troy Baker. He's going to give it to him. I think right now you don't want to foul. You got 17 on the shot clock. You want to play this possession out. Blue Jays aggressively trapping. 10 on the shot clock. Kevin Berry guarding Criddle. And they're going to foul with 8 seconds on the shot clock, sending an 86% free throw shooter to the line.
Yeah, run down the clock and then foul is not exactly where we wanted to be. Criddle, an 84% free throw shooter. Not the guy we wanted to foul, not the time we wanted to foul.
Sinks the first one. Not the scoring outburst that we're used to seeing from Criddle on the season, but he has really facilitated the ball extremely well.
Yeah, that's been the impressive part about his game tonight is he finds whoever's open, and it's right exactly where it needs to be for them to not have to do anything but to just put it right up.
Kyler's in. Blue Jays need points fast. They give it to Baez in the lane. Left-handed baby hook. No good. Rebounded by Baker. Almost fouled by his own player.
That's the guy to foul. 50% free throw shooter is White. 30 seconds at 8 points is going to be tough.
Now in the double bonus are the Mound Builders. Southwestern 6-4 on the season, 2-4 inside of KCAC play, looking to get their third win inside of conference. White rattles in the second, hits both of them. It's now a 10-point game with 30 seconds left.
Step up by White there, knock it down 2. 10 points with 30, yeah. That's tough.
Kickball is going to be called on Southwestern with 23.2 seconds on the clock. Zen going to pull from the right wing. A little bit strong on that one. Rebounded, volleyed for, and won by Southwestern. I think the Blue Jays are going to play this one out without fouling. We're now under 10 seconds to go in the game. Southwestern leading by 10. Their biggest lead in the second half will be the final score here in Hillsboro. And that's the final score, 78-68. We are going to take a short break, and we'll be back in a few seconds with some statistics on the game. The final score here in Hillsboro, the Southwestern Mound Builders improved their conference record to 3-4 on a 3-game winning streak, and they win at 78-68 over the Tabor College Blue Jays, who continue to be winless inside of conference play. Bruce, what did you see in the game as a total, and maybe what stats popped out to you?
Yeah, the first half, foul trouble for Criddle, I think, benefited the Blue Jays. We also got into the lane more. We got more shots at the baskets, and we're able to convert on some of that, sometimes drawing fouls as well. That helped us. We didn't see as much of that from the Blue Jay offense in the second half, right? In the second half, it got to be a little bit more, Tyler, what can you do for us? And he produced, but not enough. The first half, I think we got a little more involvement from everybody. And kudos to Southwestern. They tightened up some things too to try and make that happen. And Southwestern, tremendous by them, just grit to struggle through a first half and then come out in the second half and just do their thing, which was Criddle, get in the lane, create for us, do that. And when he couldn't get it going, then all of a sudden Ham took over, right? Their two top scorers, who both averaged about 20 points, came through for them big tonight. So on the stat sheet, halftime score was 40-42 in favor of Tabor. Second half scoring, Southwestern scored 38, Tabor scored 26. So they outscored us in the second half and kind of pulled away there. And like you and I talked about a little bit, whenever Tabor would make a run, get close, try and get a few of those momentum plays, Southwestern had an answer. They didn't look really nervous about that. They didn't panic about that. They either turned it up defensively or got an offensive bucket that they were needing. And that was a mark of a solid team that knows who they're about, chemistry, a good team, and so they were able to capitalize on that. Going through some stats, field goal percentage, Southwestern 47, Tabor 39. Three-pointers, Southwestern shot 45%, 9 of 20 from three-point line, and Tabor was 26%. Free throws, Southwestern 70%, and Tabor was 66. Southwestern out-rebounded us 43-33. They had more assists than us, 15-9. They had more turnovers than us, so we won that particular category. They had 19 turnovers compared to our 14. And then bench scoring, we had 21 to their 18. Points in the paint, we won the points in the paint. We had 40, they had 32. But they won second chance points. They had 18 second chance points. We only had 10. So if you just tighten up the rebounds a little bit, get one more defensive rebound, then they get offensive rebound, that starts to narrow the gap. So we gave up some points there. Points off of turnovers, we had 19, they had 18. Leading scorers for Southwestern, they were led by Ahmad Pratt, 16 points. He was 6 of 11 from the field, 4 of 7 from the three-point line, and he also had 7 rebounds. So that was an example of where Criddle created for his teammates, and his passes were on the money to Pratt, who was most of the time sitting in the corner knocking down a three. Other leading scorers, so Ahmad Pratt had 16 for Southwestern. Troy Baker had 12. Justin Criddle had 14, 9 assists, so he hit his average there, and 3 rebounds. And Andrew Ham had 16 points on the evening. They were led in rebounding by Lorenzo Martinez, who had 13 rebounds for them. So a real productive night. Again, everybody doing their job for the Southwestern team. For Tabor, they were led in scoring by Tyler Zinn, who had 24, and then it's single digits from there. Tevin Berry had 9. Devin Rust off the bench had 7 for the freshman. Luis Baez had 7. Noah Brown had 7 off the bench for the Blue Jays. So they got some solid bench play, but didn't get quite enough offensive production from everybody to be able to make the difference here. So plenty of games yet to go here in December, right? This is by no means going into the Christmas break. There's 3 or 4 more games yet to go for both teams. So some things to build on for the Blue Jays. We could play with this team. Coming out that second half with some intensity to match a positive first half, I think was a differentiator, right? Southwestern came out of the gates in that first 4 or 5 minutes of that first half and really took it to us. And in some ways, we didn't really recover from that. In Southwestern, you got to be feeling like, okay, we're getting things together. Maybe we struggled earlier in the year, but things are starting to click for us a little bit. We came on the road to Hillsboro, and we got to win. I think if you're a Southwestern fan, you got to feel pretty encouraged about how this team is starting to come together and what the outlook looks like for them.
And they
take it on here. Kenny Johnson, what do you got to say?
How you doing, Bruce?
I'm doing well, except we got a Blue Jay loss. That doesn't feel so good.
No.
So tell me your analysis. What do you think? What do you think about the game? What do you see?
And they messed up a couple of times. They came close once. They took the lead at halftime. And here's the final result. Only one person in double figures. Somebody scored 24 points. Look at their point total.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So we had one player in double digit scoring. They had 4 players in double digit scoring.
And they had 19 turnovers. We have 14 turnovers.
So we did a better job taking care of the ball.
Yeah, and KU won tonight.
KU won tonight,
They beat Colorado 72-58.
Okay.
And OU beat Baylor 30-23. OU is the Big 12 champ.
Well, you know who's going to make that? Who's that going to make happy?
Max Heinrich.
Max Heinrichs. There's a lot of people we can list. Max Heinrichs, David Ediger, Samantha Cunningham, Rod Ham,
and you.
And me. Well, I'm a little indifferent on that, but I'm okay with Oklahoma winning.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, me too.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say before we sign off?
Well, see, like you said it, the Blue Jays had some good things going on, but they also had some mistakes. Southwestern was able to overcome some of their mistakes and just really pick up and put together a really strong second half for them. And that was, I think, your differentiator here is a strong second half by Southwestern.
Look like Mike, they had to bounce back.
Yep, they got to bounce back. They've got some things to work on. Hopefully, a bright spot for them was Elias Worth. Played really well. Didn't see a ton of what was his point. He got the start tonight. He had 3 points, but a strong defensive effort against Southwestern's best player, Justin Criddle.
Yeah.
And I think he was making it difficult for Criddle.
Look here. 18-10. 18-21.
Yeah, so their bench really okay, our bench outscored their bench 21-18.
21-18.
They were able to capitalize on second chance points 18-10. So like I said earlier, if we could have got a few more defensive rebounds, would have kept them from getting some second chance points. So you don't like to give the other team more chances to score.
Thanks for having me, Bruce.
You're welcome, Kenny. Well done.
Nice to see you.
Yep, good to see you. We'll wish everybody good night. Again, the final score from Hillsborough, Southwestern 78, Tabor 68. Good night.
Thanks, Nate.